everyone, it's Lucy from KBeautyHobbit.com. I know it's super trendy right now to talk about everything showers, and I've been doing a version of that for a very long time. I just didn't have a good word for it, so I'm happy that somebody came up with that term, everything shower. While we usually talk about facial skin here on this channel, I want to just take a moment and talk about my body care routine. I don't do this every single evening, but I do this pretty regularly. I'm going to share with you step by step exactly what I do. I'll show you the products that I use and some tools, and then hopefully some of it is helpful. But also please tell me your best everything shower tips in the comments, or your best body care products, tools, etc., because I'm always learning and there's always room for improvement. My favorite thing in the whole world is to take a really long hot bath at the end of the day. It is just me time, the door is locked, the children are hopefully asleep and staying that way. I put on some kind of TV thing or I watch TikTok and I just relax. If I'm doing my everything shower, which for me is an everything bath, I'm going to take maybe a few extra minutes to really soak. Once I feel like I've soaked enough, I pull out my fancy I'm from Nyeok body wash. The reason that it's so fancy is because it comes in a glass packaging, so I can't just leave it out all the time because I unfortunately have to share a tub with my children. Not at the same time, but we use the same bathroom because it's the only one with a tub in our house. And something like this would definitely get dropped and definitely get ruined if it was out all the time. So if I know that I'm going to be doing my everything bath, I definitely get this out before and then use it. It has a wonderful herbal scent that is so fantastic. I've reviewed this on my blog before. I'll put a link for everything in the description box, including the review for this. But I just soak it all in and wash myself with this. And then I pull out one of these. This one is brand new. It's called an Italy towel. And I learned about it because some of the Korean stores that I shop with would include them in with purchase. Usually they're inside out when they come. They come like this. And I didn't know what the heck these were until somebody told me. But what this is a very good physical exfoliator for the body. I would not use this on my face. You do what you want, but on the body it's amazing. The key though is to take a really nice long soak before. If you only have access to a shower, then maybe spend a little extra time in your shower, maybe even do this at the very end, just so you've had as much exposure to water as you can. And then you take this, put your hand through it. I usually turn it to where the tag is inside, and just rub your skin. You can pair it with a body wash, or you can just use it after or before body wash. Experiment, see what you like best. I'm not sure what the 100% correct way to do it is, but it works either way for me. The first time I did it, I was both horrified and kind of satisfied with the amount of just dead skin that rolled off. You know when you use a peeling gel on the face and it peels into these little pieces and everybody thinks it's dead skin, but it really isn't. It's actually, I think it's the starch or whatever they put into the peeling gel. It's having that reaction to itself more or less. Some of it is dead skin, but not all of that. Well, this does the same thing, except everything that rolls off is dead skin. And it was so satisfying, but again, kind of horrifying because I felt like I've never been clean before this in my entire life. So now it's a regular part of my everything bath. You can throw these in the washing machine as well. These are very inexpensive. You can get a huge multi-pack of them on Amazon, but it's not a single-use item. This is fabric. You can wash it. So eventually when it just gets really used, whatever, I toss them. But yeah, it's not a single-use thing. You can reuse it as long as you clean it properly in between. Once everything's nice and clean, I go ahead and shave, which brings us to the sponsor of today's video, and it's Zomchi. They make really awesome razors like this. And while this is a sponsored part of the video, I was actually really interested in the reusable metal razors before Zomchi approached me. So this lined up with my content really, really well because I've been meaning to try these. You get a box like this with your razor in there. I picked the rose gold one because I thought it looked really cool and feminine. It has a nice heavyweight feel to it. Not too heavy to maneuver, but heavy in a sense that it feels like it's really good quality and very solid. And then inside you also get this little pack right here with 5 replacement blades. Each one inside there is individually wrapped. It's super easy to swap them out. You just take off this part, it twists off, and then dispose of the used up razor, put a new one in. Once you've gone through all of the razors that this comes with, you can order replacement 50 razor packs or 100 razor packs from Zomchi, from their Amazon listing. Like I said, I'll put a link in the description box. I typically use the plastic things that most of us use with 5 blades, and I think we're conditioned to think that the more blades the better, but actually I get a lot of ingrown hairs doing that, and I've even followed some dermatologists and stuff, and people advise to always shave with the growth of the hair instead of against it, but that doesn't give me a very close shave. With this razor, I've been able to shave the way that I prefer, which you can see in the footage here. I picked the leg that has the tattoo because you can see better what is happening versus my other leg that's really pale. But I've been able to shave with this exactly how I want, and I haven't had any ingrowns or anything. The razor is very, very sharp. It gives me a really close shave. I've had 0 nicks with this, even around my ankle bones, around the knees, some of those like higher risk areas. Absolutely no nicks. I love how this feels in my hand. It's almost like this being a little bit heavier helps the thing glide better as I shave. And I know shaving might not be such a huge deal to a lot of people, but to me it is, because it's something that I do often. I do it several times a week. Even though I have really blonde hair, I still prefer to not have it. So nicking my skin that's quite reactive, that gets post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation easily, is just not a fun thing. It's not a fun thing for anybody, but for me especially, I will have marks from razor nicks for weeks and weeks and weeks. So I'm really happy that I have this eco-friendly option that also works, that has refills that are not expensive, way cheaper than buying what I used to buy, and I literally can use this forever as long as I just get fresh refills. So it really works. I would say that all the hype around safety razors is well deserved, because I can definitely see why people love it. After all that, I rinse off. My everything bath eventually turns into everything shower. I just start in the bath for the soaking purposes, but once you start getting the washing, the scrubbing, the shaving, it's easier to just stand up and do the shower thing. When I get out, because I have horrible hand eczema for months now, some of you actually recommended this product to me. This is the Aveeno Baby Eczema Therapy Nighttime Balm. I know it's kind of a mouthful, and I didn't expect anything super great from this because I already tried all the lotions and potions, CeraVe, Vanicream, everything. This is so good. My thought is that the colloidal oatmeal in here is what's soothing my skin. It helps me heal the eczema on this part. Unfortunately, I still have some here, but when I get out, I put this all over my hands and then put rubber gloves on and do the rest of my body care, because that just kind of protects my hands from anything else that I might be using. If I'm using any kind of exfoliating products, whatever, that I don't want that getting into my little damaged areas here. So this has been really great. I also use it overnight under cotton gloves, but especially after my everything shower, I put this on, put rubber gloves on, which don't absorb any of the skincare that I'm about to use on my body. I can wash my hands in rubber gloves. It works really well. So I highly recommend that. Even if you don't have eczema, if you just have really dry hands, especially now that it's kind of cold, this is a really great hack. Just slather something really nice and emollient and then put gloves on and then do the rest of your stuff. At this point, I've washed my face in the shower, so now I'm putting on a sheet mask and then proceeding to do the rest of my skincare on the body while the sheet mask is doing its thing and while the Aveeno is doing its thing on the hands. I use aloe gel of some sort, typically Aromatica brand, because it has a nice little dispenser pump. I put it on my stomach, sides, and hips, and then I pull out this guy. This is the Hono by L&L Skin, and you probably heard me talk about the L&L Skin devices. None of this stuff is sponsored, but I did get to try some of their devices, the ones that I chose, so I only asked for the ones that I was interested in, and I was really interested in this one because this one is made specifically for the body, and it has multiple different modes. It looks like this. This is its little safety cap. Take it off, and then you have these little silicone nubs, and then this part right here if you're using the microcurrent. Right here is the display that shows you the mode, and I don't know how well you can see this on camera, but in real life it's really easy to tell. So right now it's doing the massage mode, and this is not doing anything. So it's massage vibration through these. There's a lifting mode. Then there's the EMS mode, which is like microcurrent. You want a conductive gel for that. And then there's a different EMS mode, and then back to the massage. I love microcurrent for the face, and I know some of the brands are coming out with microcurrent for the body, so I've been curious to try it because it promises to lift and tighten and help with the skin. Do I think this will undo a lifetime of bad decisions and the 2 kids that I had? No. But I do think that it's doing a little bit of something to help tighten, lift, and just improve the look of the whole midsection. That, aside from my chins, which I talked about already in different videos, that is like the one thing about my body that I really struggle to enjoy and to embrace. I'm all for body positivity, and I appreciate all bodies on others. When it comes to myself, it's much harder for some reason, and I think a lot of us are like this. So this is just part of the self-care that I'm doing, and if it's helping a bit, great. The marketing materials for this device also talk a fair bit about using it on the bust and the different benefits that you can get from that. I will tell you right now, I have not tried it and don't have any plans on trying it on that area, but if that's of interest to you, I'll put a link in the description box to their website and you can go and read all about that. I'm just focusing on the midsection and the sides, which are also part of the midsection, just that whole like lovely area right there. I do think it's helping a bit. Things like this do take time to work. I don't expect overnight results. I think I'm already seeing an improvement, but I'll keep using this. And this is actually part of my evening body care, not just on the everything shower days, but especially on everything shower days. But I've been trying to use this very regularly to see what it does. So if you're curious about how that's going, leave me a comment. I'll try to update you later. Once all of that is done, I get out a really nice moisturizer, either this one, this is the Illiyoon Ceramide 8 Concentrate Cream. This is a huge tube. It's okay to use on the face as well. It's meant to be a face moisturizer, but because it's so giant, it's great on the body. Or I use something scented. This is the Beyond Total Recovery Body Moisturizer. This one's actually empty. This is another reason though I put gloves on my hands, because while typically I have no problems with fragrance at all, when you have a compromised skin barrier like you do with eczema, and I am very new to eczema, I've only had it for several months, I've never had this issue before, but I know when you have a compromised skin barrier, you don't want to expose it to a lot of allergens because you can develop new allergies that way. So that's another reason why I kind of glove up and use something scented like this, and then take off my sheet mask, finish my face skincare, and go off to bed. Or go off to edit content or read or whatever. But that's my version of the everything shower. I never ever called it that. You probably noticed that my everything shower doesn't include any hair care because it very rarely lines up like that. I wash my hair every other night, and I typically don't do the hair washing on the everything shower night because I just get overwhelmed. And the last thing I want to do after I get out in my lotioned up, massaged, shaved, whatever glow, the last thing I want to do is deal with like blow drying my hair. So I split those things up. If you want to know more about what I do for my hair, feel free to ask. I'll always tell you. But thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. And if you have any tips for me, please leave a comment below. You can find me on Instagram at KBeautyHobbit, my blog KBeautyHobbit.com, and in my private Facebook group, Korean Beauty Fanatics. Hope to see you in my next video. Until then, please remember to always listen to your skin. Thank you so much.